Winter fishing on the Willows lake is quite simple. You're all fishing out in open water. It's very, very rare that once it gets to winter, when the temperatures drop, that you can catch close to the banks. The only variation to that, if you've got some rushers, there's odd pegs where you've got rushers that's out in the lake. And often these pegs where you can actually fish to the rushers are good pegs where you can catch a lot of fish, because the fish tend to ball up in these rushers during winter time. So anywhere where you've got any rushers that you can access, it's good to fish close to them, or even in them, either with pellets or maggots, to catch the F1s and maybe an odd carp. Carp don't tend to feed very well once this lake goes really cold, so it's F1s that you're really targeting. The other pegs where you're fishing out in open water, you can start maybe on 5 or 6 metres with 4mm pellets or micro pellets through a pot, and fishing with either a banded 4mm or a soft expander is a good way to catch F1s. But this line doesn't often last very long. You catch for a period at the start of the match and then the fish back off. Now once these fish back off, targeting them on the bottom is the way forward, but fishing anywhere between 13 and 16 metres. And what I tend to do is try various spots. So maybe I'd start at 13 metres once I've caught a few fish short, and fish on the bottom with pellets again. But just be patient and try and nick odd fish. You're just feeding for each fish. So with micro pellets, it's just sprinkling 3-4 micro pellets at a time and fishing an expander on the hook, or just feeding 2 or 3 4mm softened pellets. If you get the feed pellets from the shop and just soften them up with a little water, you can soften the actual feed pellets as well. So that's what I'd do. I'd move out to 13 metres, try to catch an odd fish there, and then once the bites have dried up, I'd either go right and left to try to look for another line to catch fish. And basically all you're trying to do is nick fish from each line just to build a weight. If the fish back off altogether and you stop getting bites, a bomb line with corn can be quite good. So what I tend to do is just pick one spot and just ping 2 and 3 bits of corn over that line and fish just a grain of corn on a hair to catch the carp and F1s. Once the water temperatures are cold, just remember that the fish don't really want to feed, but all you're doing is trying, by feeding very carefully, is just to trigger each fish into feeding on a line. Weights can still be quite good, 70–80 pound even in winter is quite possible at times when the water temperatures are up a little. The pegs where you're fishing to the snags, you may have to fish a little bit heavier, maybe 0.12 or even an 0.13 hook length where you're fishing into the reeds. But in open water, keep hook lengths down to a minimum. 0.10, 0.11 is really the strongest line I'd want to put on. And fish with quite light elastics. Every fish is a bonus. So in winter time, keep it quite simple. Small hooks, small pellets, and also moving around to keep catching fish.